So the first thing you notice is that we are no longer, I don't know if you noticed the first time, it wasn't showing COVID-19. It was just showing administrator. Now it's showing COVID-19 administrator. So what does it tell us? That we now have this system representing two systems. One is representing itself, and two is representing a bigger system that we created. And what was that system we created? We created, what's COVID-19? The name of our domain, right? So there's now a domain called COVID-19, and this system is the domain controller to that domain. So we log in now, and then what do we see? I don't know if you understand what I just explained, but what I mean now is this system booting now is different from the system that booted before we completed the Active Directory Services configuration. All right, all of that grammar. What I'm trying to say in one word is that this system is now a domain controller for the domain COVID-19. So local server, we have Active Directory, DHCP, DNS. The name of the computer is this, and the domain here, this is what I want to show you. The domain that this computer represents is covid19.com. Okay, so as a network administrator, you don't go asking people questions. You go to the computer directly and you get information from the computer, and then you can know which computer is which. All right, now let's before I go to virtual machine to show you how to back up and stuff, before I show you stuff, we'll still do it anyway, even if I don't do it now. Now let's look at this closely. Okay, I need to see some face. So I come here and this computer is a domain controller. I just look at this computer and I tell you, this computer is in your server room, you could have many computers, or even your virtual machines. I mean, on your virtual, on your VM box, you could have many virtual machines. I open them one by one, and I'm able to identify which of them is the domain controller by what I see here. Because by the time we open clients or other servers, you are going to see that they are not the same. So you may not be able to appreciate what I see. That makes me know this is the domain controller. However, you do know that this computer is running Active Directory services, and only domain controllers run that service. This is the crown of this computer. Other computers can run DHCP and become DNS servers, but this is the only one that runs, only one computer should run ADDS actively, and that one is the domain controller. So this computer is the domain controller for this domain. What's the name of the domain? COVID-19. So later on, we'll create a client and you try to use that client to access this domain and see what we can do. Because what you'll be employed for is help our clients, help our customers, help people using our services, representing the client version of the domain, to be able to use our server to attain this, to accomplish this, to do this, to do that. So you install the service on the server, and then you go to the client to test if the client is not able to do it. And then you can launch and say, yeah, you are now able to do this. Okay, so that's what you're trying to set up. And that's what you'll be employed to do. Okay, so I need to take a break now and ask you questions and show you stuff around here. First of all, I'll show you how to change the name of this computer from this not too friendly name to a more friendly name. Then I'll show you how to, right now, you see that this is doing DHCP. This IP address is dynamically assigned. A server would not, where will it? This is the server, this is the domain controller, this is the king, the number one computer on this whole domain. So if we are saying an IP address is automatically assigned to it, who automatically assigned the IP address? Where did he get it from? This is the system that should automatically be assigning IP addresses to other computers on the network. So this is, I'm just explaining this so that you get the reasoning behind what we are doing. Clicking and changing is simple. Anybody can do that. But you need to understand the reasoning behind why this is wrong. So servers and especially domain controller cannot get automatically assigned IP addresses. You have to statically assign an IP address. So I'm going to show you, we're going to actually assign an IP address here by ourselves. And then we can change stuff that needs to be changed here. But before then, let me make sure you are following me. You understand what we're doing. Question. Please, I'm sorry if I'm losing anybody here because it's getting technical, but please ask questions so that we don't leave you far behind.
Yes, sir. In naming convention, can I use example of this COVID-19.com? Can I use like COVID-19.org or .net?
Of course, they have fully qualified domain names. Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Yeah. Anything is okay as long as. In fact, you know, in the the other part of it now can be anything. .gov, .egg, .eating, .by everything is there. Yes, please. Any other question? Or is it too hard that you can't even ask questions? Bukola, every time I ask Bukola a question, you never get to answer before somebody else jumps in. I need to hear you talk. Are you understanding me, Bukola?
Yeah, I'm still learning. Yeah.
You are understanding what we are doing, right? As long as that computer is a member of that domain. So we are going to configure client and we are going to join them to domain. You will see the difference. So literally speaking, yes, as many domains as that computer is a member of, you will see them also, that you can pick the one you want to log in as when you are logging in. But practically speaking, computers are usually member of one domain.
Okay.
Because the organization is one domain. The entire organization is one domain. .shell, .uba. So why would I be a member? Why would a computer that's a member of UBA, a client on a UBA account within the UBA enterprise, be a client to Zenith Bank account at the same time? Okay. I get your question. Yes, you see as many as it belongs. All right. So yeah. So let's go back to class then. Before we go back to class, okay, let me just show you around. Let's go back to our virtual box. Are you seeing this one, my virtual box? This is my virtual box.
Yes, sir.
See my pointer moving around? All right, so let me show you how to back up. Now, the question that man asked, he said, this is so much trouble. I don't see any trouble there actually, but this is so much trouble. In case I lose this server, would I spend another 1 hour trying to do all of this, to repeat all of this to get my server domain controller status back? No. What you have to do is this. You right click it's running now. We may not be able to do it, but I can switch it off. Let me switch it off so I can complete. So this is my server. I go to file, I go to close, and I say power it off. It's powered off. You see here